Hey, this is Robert Naini, your spray foam advisor. And today I want to talk about builders, and specifically when you start talking to a new builder, a prospective client, someone that doesn't work with you, that you haven't worked with before. Maybe it's someone, and most of the time this type of conversation happens with someone that doesn't use spray foam at all. How does spray foam change the building if they've already started the process, if they're already designing the material using fiberglass or traditional insulation? How does spray foam change the structure? What do they need to pay attention to? What does their team need to clue in on and check in on to make sure that they can make the transition, make the switch from a traditional building envelope to a spray foam building envelope? And this is really a great question, especially as you're out talking to builders. You are going to come across builders who already have designs, who already have structures, they already have buildings in the planning stages, they already have buildings with HVAC calculations being done based on a traditional building enclosure. And when you introduce spray foam to that structure, you are fundamentally changing the way the building envelope works, right? You're changing not only the thermal dynamics from an insulation perspective, but you're changing the airflow dynamics. You're possibly changing your vapor retarder characteristics as well. And this is all going to impact the heat flow, the moisture flow, and the overall temperature dynamics of the structure. So your manual J calculations, or their manual J calculations for these structures, for the sizing and designing of their mechanical systems, they're going to have to be checked. You're going to have to double check them. Why? Because the old rule of thumb, the old school rule of thumb for a manual J, I shouldn't even say for a manual J, for sizing and designing a mechanical system, the air conditioning system, was around 500 square foot per ton. And the problem is that rule of thumb, that kind of old technique used by the good old boy contractors in the HVAC industry, it's based on old technology, right? It's based on leaky structures. It's based on a long history, 30, 40, 50 years of leaky structures, and it doesn't correlate to spray foam insulation. And there's not a simple strategy. I can't just tell you it's going to be 700 or 800 square foot per ton. The manual J calculations have to be done. Why? Because the orientation of the structure has a factor. If you have 10% glass versus 50% glass, that is a big component to the manual J calculation, right? All of these things go into effect. The duct leakage, where your ducts are located, are they inside the thermal envelope, are they outside the thermal envelope? What type of air leakage do you have for the structure, so the natural air changes per hour of the structure? All of these things are going to be incorporated into the manual J calculation. And those are really the key items when your HVAC contractor, or when the builder's HVAC contractor starts doing the analysis. What they really need to know is that when spray foam is introduced into a building enclosure, your overall air tightness goes down, right? The structure gets tighter. You have less air leakage. That has to be reflected in the manual J calculation. The ductwork is most often inside conditioned space. That has to be reflected in the manual J calculation. The duct leakage, because the ducts are inside conditioned space, the duct leakage is maintained inside conditioned space. That has to be reflected in the manual J calculation. So all of these benefits are going to combine together, and you're going to have a different sizing and design of the mechanical system when a structure is originally designed using fiberglass. And even if it changes to the exact same R value of spray foam insulation, you're oftentimes going to have a significantly different HVAC design based on a new manual J calculation. So those calculations need to be done, and that's the best interest for the builder, is to have that analysis it run based on the new enclosure that they're going to use with spray foam insulation. This has been Robert Naini with Spray Foam Advisor. Thanks for checking us out. Catch us on some more videos. I love questions. Anyone out there, feel free to shoot in a question. I'll give you an email address right here for any questions you have. Send them to questions@sprayfoamadvisor.com. sprayfoamadvisorsingular.com. So questions@sprayfoamadvisor.com. Go ahead and send those questions in. I'll get to as many of them as I can, and I'll try to incorporate a select few into some of my weekly videos. And of course, if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe to the blog if you haven't already done that. Find us on YouTube and like us, like and follow us there. And check us out on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Find us on all of your favorite social media sites, and you can keep up with the words of wisdom coming out of Spray Foam Advisor. Thank you very much for joining us. I appreciate it. We'll catch you on some more videos. Take care.